Hey everyone, hey and welcome back to yet another episode of Battle Rap Resume. This is your host, Tom Kwei here. Today we are joined by someone who, as always, is progressing in Battle Rap. It's great to see the new roles from him. I've got a lot of questions for this guy. It's been a little while since we chatted. Hulk, how's it going, man?
So good, man. How are you, Tom?
When is the final King of the Ronalds event? Shouldn't that have happened like months ago?
Bro, I have no idea, I, as I remember rightly, King of the Ronalds was meant to end in February.
Yeah.
I think in around, towards the end of last year, I announced that I wasn't going to be doing King of the Ronalds anymore. Just because it's kind of over. I didn't have any time to schedule in any more of my own events. Mickey and Bowski kind of had the schedule left running until February. So I just thought, you know what, let me take a step back and put my energy into something else, really. I think Mickey wasn't sure himself as he got back with Don't Flop. And then I think he started putting more of his effort into that. And then the other day, he's now announced that he's quitting Don't Flop.
Yeah.
And then he's put up a post saying that the last event will be soon. So I think he's got his mind back on the last King of the Ronalds event. But I don't know anything about it, when it will be, where it will be, or nothing.
You're going to be on the card, though, surely, at least.
I'm going to try to be honest with you. I'm just trying not to do too much battle rap in terms of too much in 1 month, etc. I've got 3 kids, one on the way. I'm not trying to be out of the house every weekend of a month. So if I've got a training days event that I'll be running, and then say King of the Ronalds have got an event the following week, I'm going to have to prioritize and pick which one is obviously going to be more beneficial for me.
But I mean, just like you battled the most on the league. Is that I'm just guessing, but you and Bowski tied, maybe?
Possibly, yeah. I think Bowski might have done more, I'm not sure.
Maybe, yeah. But I mean, yeah, we've got to see you on them. Fucking reverse live. Like, was that ever actually going to happen? Like, I would have loved to have seen it, but what went down there?
Bro, basically, I'm not going to lie to you, yeah, King of the Ronalds, we run budgetless events.
Right.
And what we did is I decided, I'd like to get someone decent to clash. I think, who did I book? I booked Unanimous originally to battle. And then he pulled out and then jumped on Facebook saying, if it ain't Premier Battles, don't matter. And
that era, yeah.
And then I put up a post and Chilla Jones jumped on the post. And Chilla Jones was like, yeah, me and you, let's go. And then he and said that he couldn't. He had an event on the same day, so he couldn't. But he said he'll get me someone, and he made me he started up chats with 40 bars who was on it. But then eventually it came to that she didn't have a passport. Who else? A couple of others. I think Briz Rawstein might possibly one of them.
Damn.
Prepped with one of them. And yeah, it was just kind of like they all just didn't have passports or couldn't get out of the country for whatever reason. And then I decided I inboxed Reverse Live and Real Deal at the same time. And Reverse Live got back to me sooner, although I wish Real Deal did because he was on it. But he just responded to me later when I'd already confirmed it with Reverse Live. So what I did is, obviously this was a couple of months in advance. So what I did is confirm that he's definitely up for battling. He's definitely going to be able to make it, blah, blah, blah. Told him, look, I'll pay for your flights, give you somewhere to crash and just kind of make sure that you're all right to eat, drink and smoke, but there's not going to be a specific fee. He was cool with that. So I booked his flight from America to England. It was only a couple of £100, between 250 to £300. And then that was off of 1 month's paycheck. And then obviously I waited till the following month. The price had basically doubled. Booked him his return flight home. And then speaking to him, saying how hyped he was. And then the day of the event, as I've woke up thinking, right, yeah, boom, boom, boom. He's messaged me saying, yo, his probation have told him that he can't leave the country. And I was like, fuck, like, you never even told me he was on probation. Like,
Yeah.
so that was a big surprise for me, innit? And it was just kind of on the day or the day before, so there wasn't much I could do. And it's not like I could say to someone, you got to give me my money when they're all the way on the other side of the world. I had to kind of just take a loss, really.
Man, Real Deal would have pulled through as well.
100%. We spoke about battling before. Like he was on the Rapid Full card with me in Ireland. When I battled Terminal, he battled Sile.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, like we did kind of like click. And he gave me some praise for my battle. I told him I've always rated him, etc. And I think, yeah, like we did kind of discuss battling a couple of times. So it definitely would have been a good one. But, you know, the universe works how it works, man.
Yeah, it could have worked on Premier Battles, maybe. I know Jay Short's got the spot now.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you know what I mean? I'm not going to slander Jay Short, innit? Like, sometimes I do.
Yeah.
Because, you know, you like to wind up people who you potentially battle and stuff. But in all seriousness, Jay Short, you know, hats off to him. Good luck to him. Hope he represents well. And yeah, I suppose it helps that he's from in or close to Manchester, innit?
Sure.
Because it seems like, this is the problem with Premier Battles for me is it's all built on promises of future opportunity. But how hard to grasp that future opportunity, no matter what you do, you know, when it seems a little bit like it's more mates are getting opportunities and people who Shotty or Briggsy have friendships with do get the upper hand, should I say.
So you think you should be battling Twerk?
Not even, but do you know what? I'll be honest with you, yeah? I'll be honest with you. Like, in a 3-round battle, I'll tear Bobby Rex's head off, innit? I don't think there's any debate. Like, I don't think that's a debate, innit, yeah? Like...
You guys have battled? Have you battled?
No, we haven't. We haven't. Okay. We spoke about it a lot, but we just haven't got it in. But Bobby's my guy, innit, yeah? I rate him, but...
Oh, yeah.
He couldn't take the smoke from me. I believe that I'd beat Jay Short. I believe I'd beat Bobby Rex. So yeah, that's at least 2 people on the card who I feel like, you know what, it probably would have made more sense to have someone like me.
Right.
Bobby Rex is obviously a good, aggressive, tough talking guy to speak to an American like Twerk and stuff, but I don't know, man. I just feel like Americans keep portraying ourselves wrong to the Americans and then wondering why they don't respect us. We keep doing the wrong matchups and giving them the wrong displays and then wondering why people are basically laughing off Gemini versus Soul. Like, Gemini versus Soul is a big UK battle that the UK scene would have loved, but you put it on URL, which was directed to a bunch of new fans in the building, a bunch of new fans online, and it never got received well. And I think it's just how we're representing ourselves is not the right people at the right time. Is that to say that Soul shouldn't be on URL? No. Is that to say that Gemini shouldn't be on URL? No. Is that to say that Bobby Rex shouldn't be on Premier Battles, Apex cards, etc.? No. But what I'm saying is that the matchups that they're picking, I think there could have been a little bit more thought into them.
In Premier Battles in general then, like, you know, you've had 2 match days now in terms of your first year with the league. Like, looking back, I know it's not concluded yet, but like, how has it been? You know, Matt Arobi, the whole experience.
It's been okay. And I think I was excited of the idea of Premier Battles from watching season 1. And I thought, you know what? Let me get up in there. I could smoke Raptor. I could smoke Bobby Rex. I could, battle Chris Lees. I could, whoever. And I thought it was like premier level, elite level battle rappers, and it was, season 1 was quite. And then season 2, it kind of felt like we got drawn into it. Like, to be honest with you, one of the reasons that I wanted to be in a Premier Battles team was to get a jersey with my name on the back. Season 2, they never did no jerseys with the name on the back. So it's like, they're taking away things that, incentivize what I was
Mm-hmm.
doing it for. If I'm joining a league with the prospects of thinking, you know what, I'm gonna have to battle Bobby Rex or Bridgsy or Raptor um, or Matter or O'Shea or Zen or this one or that one. Now I'm in a league where you got to battle DMAC and you got to battle Roby and you got to battle LSD. And no disrespect to these guys, but I've done over 50 battles. I've battled all of
Yeah.
these kind of guys. You know what I mean? Like now it's time for me to actually, and this is what I thought Premier Battles was going to do for me was to, everyone was shouting my name. A lot of people were saying I was on a good run. I'd had some good performances. I smashed my King of the Dot battle, smashed my Chalk Tout battle. Beat Tony D in a battle that no one cares about, but you still can't really take that away from me.
That's good battle.
So like, I felt like, you know what, now the scene is kind of in a little bit more of agreement that Hulk does need some better names and some bigger plates and stuff. And then I've walked into Premier Battles where I've got to battle the likes of LSD and it's just like, yeah, what is this doing for me? Do you know what I mean?
The Matter battle, how was that for you?
Awkward, man. Awkward.
Yeah, wasn't received very well, was it? I guess altogether.
I think the good thing for me is that when I read YouTube comments and that, yeah, there's still people who I don't know, never met before, never spoken to, who are saying Hulk 2-1, etc.
Right.
There's enough of them on there for me to say, do you know what? I could have actually took that battle if I actually got my material out and polished my delivery, etc. a bit better. But for me, that makes me happy knowing that you fucked up a whole round and people are still willing to give you the win. Like, for me, there's a little bit of satisfaction in that. But the fact that I fucked up a whole round means that I'm more reluctant to give myself the win. And, credit to Matter, innit? He's just consistent.
Yeah. I mean, he's a workhorse. Is perfect for this form of competition, right? I mean, he seems to battle so much overseas as well.
Definitely. But I think, like, my first round versus him, like, it was well received, innit? Everyone was saying the round of the night. Shotty came outside up to me afterwards straight away saying, Hulk, very rare, that first round, that's what we need more of. I want you to battle Tox. We'll make it a headline. We'll pay you. So, do you know what I mean? From a performance that I actually fucked up, I was actually getting now praised and opportunity. So, again, that shows me what are they going to say when they see 100% Hulk? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I mean the Roby battle as well. Like, probably most remember for Roby's third.
Yeah, like, for me, I just think them angles are dead, man.
Sure.
Like, it's a waste of time, and it's a waste of, like, you've strung together in rap form a debate that's been going on for the last 3-4 years. There's podcasts about it. There's battle bars that's been done about it. There's discussions online about it in detail with my side and other people's sides. Joker Star came on the show and had an argument about it. At the time, I basically had an argument and more or less fell out with Joker Star and Michael Parkinson over it. So for me, that's done and dead and like stupid. Like, and at the end of the day, it's also inaccurate. I don't own Big J or tell him what to do or tell him what to say. It's not that I allowed anything. What I said was Big J didn't want to say it. And all I said was, bro, if you're with me and you say whatever you want to say, no one's going to touch you, innit? Yeah. And that's true. No one touched him then and no one's touched him now since. So at the end of the day, all I was saying is regardless of what happens, we're real people and we're still going to be real people, whether it's battle rap or not. Now, for me, Big J calling Uno Lavos my nigger, in a way to kind of to highlight the fact that he says it all the time and he ain't black. And Big J is just very controversial and tries to be funny in ways that, not always deemed as funny. He just basically dropped it and called him my nigger. But I don't see that as madly offensive, like, compared to someone like Fozzy, who's from the middle of nowhere, definitely hasn't grown up with no niggers.
No.
Definitely got off the coach and said to Jack...
Yeah. I mean, commented on, the coach, exactly.
So you know what I mean? So, like, I think to compare those two situations is very stupid. And obviously, crowds just lap that sort of shit up, and it's like, oh. Yeah. But realistically, when you actually look at the context of the situation, it's a waste. And it's very inclusive as well. And this is what we're speaking about getting new fans into battle rap. Cool. I didn't write the most intricate shit, but I had Shamima Begum bars, I had Momo bars, I had Irish Traveller bars, Snatch bars, because I want people to watch it who's never even watched battle rap before and say, I get that.
Sure.
You're doing a whole round targeted on one situation that happened years ago that only a select few people who have actually seen the video know about. And you really think that you're going to get praised and you're going to get elevated in the scene by doing that kind of shit. I just don't get it.
And the battle, as we say, you sort of commented on the perceived hypocrisy between the Fozzy and Jack incident, and then, as Big J saying it in the battle as well, just to clarify. But yeah, the battle as a whole, like, I thought you just gave a really, like, commanding performance here. It's probably the best I've seen from you in a while. Like,
yeah, I think I just I didn't take it too seriously because I don't really hold Roby in that much of a high regard. Not to say that I hold him in a low regard. I fuck with Roby, good battle rapper, but it wasn't a big motivating battle for me. So I just wanted to make sure that I think that with Matter, the pressure got to me because I wanted to make sure I was saying the right shit. I wanted to actually have a little bit more substance to my stuff, and it just didn't get off right. But with Roby, I was just more relaxed. Like, I just want to rap it in a minute and just show him why I am who I am and why he is who he is.
What's next then with you in Premier Battles? You got another battle lined up next match days?
We're in negotiations now, so we'll see. I mean, I was wondering like whether they'd sack me because I've now joined forces with the evil Don't
Right,
Flop.
Of course, yeah.
But yeah, you never know with these guys, man. Like, it's funny because Mickey had a team called the Pirates who I was initially meant to be on.
Right.
And what happened is Mickey basically went back with Don't Flop. And they basically said that they dropped Mickey's team because he works with Don't Flop. And that they don't want Don't Flop knowing their every move. So they don't want basically a manager who's in with Don't Flop. Yeah. So, but P Soldier was a Don't Flop staff member from before that.
Oh yeah, and Jay Short battled in season 1, and yeah, they've always had that line, but it's like, what the fuck? Everyone crosses it.
It's just hypocrisy, isn't it? Really. It is, so it's like you don't really know where you stand, innit? And I remember speaking to and he was asking me to come and join the training days team, and I said to him, I'm not sure, at the moment. I feel like I'm being made to feel like I should be either Premier Battles or Don't Flop. And I don't know, if it's going to be a good decision to do both. And then I just kind of thought about it, man, especially obviously, do you know what? Again, you can throw away all the other opportunities and cling on to the hopes of Premier Battles finally putting you on an All-Star or an Apex or whatever, and it could never happen, innit?
Yeah.
So I think you just got to make your opportunities for yourself, innit?
And like you and Don't Flop then, like an unlikely pairing. You and are at odds for a while, obviously came back in the fold with the battles and whatever. Like, how did it come about for you to actually head up training days though?
I think, it's quite weird because initially it's obviously Mickey made up friends with her.
Yeah.
Like, me and her never really had much of a personal beef, innit? We had an initial argument over miscommunication, over me booking Big J, him saying something. Me and her, obviously, our kind of squabble was quite short, lasting. And we ended up just kind of not kind of fucking with each other, and I ended up on King of the Ronalds, and it was kind of like our trademark to this Don't Flop. Right. But it was just never really personal or nothing like that. And then I think as Mickey made friends with her, I think we all just obviously became a bit closer. Like, it's basically looked like the King of the Ronalds roster and staff were kind of expected to join forces with Don't Flop. Like, it's funny, innit? Like, because when we were saying fuck Don't Flop, the whole scene was sticking up for Don't Flop and hated us. And now the whole scene saying fuck Don't Flop, and we've stuck up for Don't Flop. So, yeah, it's weird. But
it is, isn't it? It's cyclical. Yeah, it's very ironic.
You know what it is? I think it's just the best people for the job, innit? Like, I'm passionate about battle rap, innit? And I think the way it's going now, there's too much emotions and that in it, yeah, that people are making bad decisions and they're taking it in a bad direction due to greed. They're not doing it. Like, everyone's saying they're for the culture, but they're not in it. No one's really doing it for the culture. So if everyone's doing their own little lane for their own selfish reasons, then that means the culture's obviously suffering. So I feel like, do you know what? Not to be like some sort of flipping white knight or some sort of hero, yeah, but I feel like the game needs people like me in it who are just here for like that, to see it do good and want it represented well. Like the majority of my friends wouldn't watch battle rap in it. I'd like to change that. I'd like to have the URL fans watching UK battle rap more. I'd like to have the King of the Dot fans watching UK battle rap more. I'd like to have the Russian fans watching it, etc., etc. Rather than these small little circles of mates who think each other's good. So, and that's how Don't Flop was as well. Don't get me wrong. Was like that. Had a very little inclusive top circle that got the favors, etc. And everyone else was just told to keep working and keep working and keep working. But again, you if you disagree with someone in power, the best thing to do is kind of join them in it, and then you work with them to make the changes that you want, rather than opposing them the whole time but having no power over actually what they're doing. Now I have actually some say in what does. If says let's do this event and he says I want to do it like this, that, and this, I can say actually, bro, I think it will be better to do it like this, that, and this, and then maybe some of my influence can actually help, make stuff happen that I actually want to see and think that will be better for everyone.
Some Sun Tzu shit, Hulk.
Yeah, definitely. But it's, you know what I mean? It's like, I think rates like my work ethic, my business stuff, my passion for battle rap, and my rate here, isn't it? So all bullshit aside, like, let's work, innit? Like, you don't go to work and have to be best friends with your manager and your colleagues at work and shit. Like, you work well together because you know what you have the common goals and stuff, innit? So that's what it's about.
And what we're building up to now, I mean, people on the live stream, if you're not already aware, Saturday the 29th of June, probably be too late for most people to listen to this, 5 p.m. at Sheldon Square. So Street Battles Volume 3 with a great set of 4 battles. I mean, just to quickly on the card, Hulk, you versus DK, Rhyming Dictionary Freestyle Cypher.
Yeah, similar to like the Shuffle T video that you just saw.
Yeah, those are gold, yeah.
Yeah, it's inspired by Shuffle T promoting his book. And yeah, like DK's not really on like really direct battles anymore, but this is kind of fun thing that you can get people like that interested in and get them back involved. And again, this is why I say like it's like these kind of ideas and these different trying different things and different minds and different contacts is just the way to do this stuff. Like, people have wanted to see DK back for ages. The fact that we can get her on a card, on our first card together, kind of just shows you like our minds pairing isn't necessarily a bad thing. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely. And I mean, the card as well has Marlowe on it. Marlowe versus Impact.
Yeah, again, that was a little brainchild of mine still. I think again though, it was with Marlowe, I don't have that much of a relationship with him, so it's like can you message Marlowe and see if he's up for doing this? And then I messaged Impact directly, even though he is quite close with I've battled Impact in it, so we do have a relationship like that. I do have a relationship with Marlowe. I'm cool with him, but we just don't chat and stuff like that. Like, we don't message each other. I just thought might have a bit more pull. He's got obviously more pull over certain people battling, and I've probably got more pull over certain people that wouldn't want to battle for him or don't flop at the moment, but may consider it if I'm asking them. So it's
Yeah, well, people get down to it if you can, and obviously look out for the videos dropping. Isn't there like a second channel now for Don't Flop? It's not like Don't Flop Extra. It's not quite as catchy.
Yeah, I think it's Bars and Battles or something.
Bars and Battles. There we go.
Yeah, just like I just saw it appear overnight, and it had like 30.
Yeah. There's been quite a drop over there. Yeah, so people check that out if you're not aware. Loads of the new DF stuff that they've sort of been filming on the recurrence. Dave asking, so we have a live streaming, guys, so if you want to ask a question, we'll go through it. Dave asking to yourself, Hulk, what did you change last year, as you probably had the best year for a UK battler possible? You and Cannell were both on a tear.
I think I stopped battling as much.
Yeah.
Stopped traveling up and down the country to run events and work my ass off. And yeah, do you know what? I think I just started to think, you know what? Like, I know I'm sick, innit? But I've shown these people a lot of shit knees in it, so I can't be mad at their opinion of me, but I know I have the power to change it in it, so I did in it.
And also asking, what's changed with your writing process? Any news on music or uncivilized people, etc.?
Nothing's changed on my writing process. I still write the same. Like,
Yeah.
I'm one of them people. I don't sit down and like go, all right, I've got to write a battle. I'm going to sit down and write. As I'm going through my day-to-day business, a punchline will pop up in my head. I'll jot it down in my phone and carry on. Here and there, that will happen over the course of a couple of weeks, and then I'll go on my phone. I've got a bunch of punchlines, and I just join them up and kind of thread them together. Music, yeah, I've got an EP coming out either the end of the year or the beginning of the new year. To be honest, I'm just lazy finishing the last two songs. Uncivilized People's definitely gonna have some stuff coming out next as well. Bear music. Check my official Hulk tube on YouTube. And I've put like a couple of new tracks on there and a couple of throwback tracks as well. So I'm gonna be building that channel up. So subscribe to that.
Sweet. Dean asking, is DK actually turning up on Saturday, and how is he approaching the one rounder with her?
DK's turning up, and it's not a one rounder.
Okay.
It's a back words freestyle. So I'm not approaching it. I don't plan to approach it in any way. I'm just going to show up and freestyle. And I think the freestyles are going to be based on words out of Shuffle T's book.
Oh my god, can't wait for that. Go support that book, everyone. By the way, I don't think it's going to hit 100%, unfortunately.
I'm sure someone will pop out of the woodwork.
I hope so. I mean, I'm not trying to be negative because I've donated myself, but just it seems to have slowed.
What, like battle rap fans sitting there somewhere, like.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's what. Yeah, I've always said that. Like, if I won the lottery, I'd just go on Kickstarter and fund everything because fuck it. Like, yeah, someone out there needs to be splurgy and help us out. But Dean also asking, how does Hulk plan on developing talent for training days?
Same way I always did, really. Yeah, same way I always did, really. Just kind of check out the new good ones and just keep an eye on the talent that's coming through. Really, I don't know. You know, it's hard. Like, I kind of introduced Canel, kind of stole him off Cash Money a bit, but introduced him to a wider. Mackenzie introduced him to England. You know, you obviously got the honourable mentions of Chucky P and Carlton Shanks. So, like, yeah, man, I don't know what it is. But I'm just going to keep hopefully getting the sick rappers asking me to battle, and I'm going to keep saying yeah.
People also asking about if we feel that freestyle rap is becoming a lost art in modern UK battle rap.
Definitely. That's why I was able to show up on a couple of weeks ago at the Don't Flop WRC thing and just, like, basically tear through every battle with ease. Just kind of messing around, not even trying. But no one can freestyle nowadays, man. No. There's a very small handful of people that can, in England anyway, at least. So yeah, it's definitely dying, man.
Yeah, I mean, we have so many specialist events now, like grime events or on beat events or whatever. But it'd be great to see just a freestyle event, like not just like Don't Flop doing a freestyle day, like an actual league that treats it properly. I'd love to see it professionally.
Definitely, I hope. I think I'm gonna try and get more regular freestyle events. 100%. I think there's going to be something, a freestyle element on every one of my training day cards, at least, I think. But we'll try and experiment with different things around it.
George Mann also asking, who would be your dream international opponents?
Misfit.
Okay, she's back recently, yeah.
Yeah, I see she killed Farrah Funeral.
Yeah.
Badly. But Misfit's always been, her and Gattis have always been my top two females in battle rap. I love the aggression. I love the directness. And I think that would be a good style clash.
Yeah.
I don't know who are Head Ice.
Ice, let's go.
I'd like to battle Head Ice. I think, again, I wouldn't go, I wouldn't try and be all too wordplay and that. I'd give him some of that real street shit. Do you know what I mean? Kind of how he does. So I think that would be fun. I think that would be good energies in that battle. And I think we'd kind of push each other. So, yeah, I wouldn't say dream. It would probably change on a day-to-day, but those two are a good start, I think.
No, good choices. Yeah, Cripple also saying Hulk versus Sensor, set it up.
Sensor don't want it. He's ducking.
Right.
He's ducking. I
Shit.
told him the other day I bodied him in the
You could
freestyle
probably
tour,
you could probably freestyle battle him.
and he was like, "No, man, you never bodied me, man." But like, do you know what? I rate Sensor still. Like, obviously, I didn't even really like him back in the day because he was like
Yeah.
a battle rap villain, innit? You wasn't supposed to
Oh
like him. I
yeah.
didn't know. I just saw him and heard the stuff he said and just thought this guy's an absolute prick.
Right.
But yeah, he's actually safe, man. And he's he's expressed that he rates me. Got drunk on his live stream and was bigging me up for time. So yeah, I got respect for him, but I definitely don't. All that shit don't work against me, man. I could see it in his eyes, even in the freestyle thing. He's like, "Oh shit! Like, what the fuck have I signed up to here?"
Is that drop? That's dropping, right? They recorded all that shit.
That's out. That's out.
What, the freestyle stuff?
No.
You mean the outdoor battle? Sorry, yeah. Sorry, I thought the tournament. Yeah.
Chris Senoir and
Yes.
and Canel, but yeah, the outdoor stuff's dropping. Yeah, the WRC thing, 2-on-2s is dropping. I won the trophy for the best of the night. The highlights of it are on, or behind the scenes stuff's on Don't Flop's Instagram stories.
Yeah, I like the fact they're doing that now.
Yeah, it's kind of sick still.
Yeah, it's pretty cool actually. And yeah, people go check that out on Don't Flop's Instagram if you haven't already. There's tons of content there. I think you had like left in a headlock and shit.
Yeah, because he broke my trophy.
Jeez. What, out of rage or?
No, he said, "Let me have a look," and picked it up. And as soon as he touched it, he dropped it.
Well, I guess finally, is there anything you'd like to promote, like your music, any channels you want to shout out?
You know what? I think I need to turn the tables a second. Ask you a couple of questions, Tom.
All right, let's go.
Hi guys, we're back here. No, I'm joking. In all seriousness though, I think like a couple of people have been wondering like what happened with you in Premier Battles. Like we heard your voice in the intros and that.
Yeah.
I think it sounded quite sick. It had that proper professional touch. All of a sudden you disappeared and now you've got Briggsy there sounding like he's not bothered.
Yeah, so yeah, I obviously did do it for the first season, and I'm not even just saying this. Like, I genuinely didn't think it was that good. Like, it just, not only the mix wasn't that good, but just what I was saying. Will Ross said it best. He said that I sounded like the M&S food adverts, and like I could totally, and like I was trying to shoehorn football references in, and I appreciate what you're saying, but yeah. Anyway. What had happened was it got to match day 1. So normally I would message Briggsy like just after the event would happen. He'd give me the pay-per-view code. I'd watch the battles, write my intros. I just sort of wrote them and just did them or whatever. And I asked for the code to match day. So yeah, it was the match day 1 of the second season. He gave me them, or was it All Star or something like that? It was one of those two where I wrote them all and had them all recorded and sent them. And then, yeah, that's right. I did it all for All Star, and there was nothing for All Star, which is fair enough. You know, it doesn't need me there for the teams. It's kind of a standoff event. But then, yeah, when I watched the next ones, it was Shotty's voice all over it. And I think it was the same thing that happened with you and with Jay Shot and with everyone else. Like, they didn't like, or specifically Shotty didn't like, the fact that I was working with Don't Flop and doing Mastermind and whatever. And it was just like, I mean, if you're going to be that petty, that's fine, you know?
Yeah. Is that honestly what you think? You think that's why?
Yeah, I don't think Shotty likes me as well. We've had a few run-ins, actually, so... And I think...
Asked this is because someone asked this on a comment the other day, and Jack from Fozzie and Jack battle, Jack...
Oh, him, yeah?
Jack Watson, Shotty having a go at you at an event, and then after that you stopped doing it.
Yeah, there was like, that was weird. So me and the whole Shotty thing, I think it started from when I think I pissed him off on Twitter, basically. When I was at that event that you were there, you were battling, you were doing the freestyle battle and stuff like that we mentioned before with Censor. And I was there, and I think I tweeted about the event or something. I was like, this is going down. And he retweeted it saying, anyone with eggs in the next, mile radius, go down there and do this event. And I retweeted it being like, oh, here's the score of the event currently. It's 2-1 in this guy's favour. Anyway, he phones me really angrily and, just sort of going on about nothing really. And then when I was at the academy, the day 1, that was an extension of that. And he took me outside with his mate and he was just getting all in my face. And it was just a bit like, what are you doing, man? Like, you're taking this very seriously. And people were all a bit weirded out. Like, why is Shotty having to go into soliloquy? The guy who got bodied by Brick. Like, you know what I mean? I just sort of covered this thing for fun. And, he got pissed off, man.
Yeah. I was just curious. That's what comment I just wanted to hear you.
Yeah. I mean, I'll probably, yeah. I need to put out my own version of that story, but yeah, it was just weird, really, quite unnecessary. But yeah, it didn't really work for me as well doing that thing. But we'll do more stuff out there. But yeah, that was the story as well, guys. So thank you all for listening. Hulk, this has been great. Like, again, how do people follow you on social media, that sort of stuff?
At Real Rapper Hulk on Twitter, Real Rapper Hulk on Instagram. If you find me on Facebook, you find me official Hulk.
Yeah, Hulk. Thanks again, man. Appreciate it.
No problem, bro. Thank you.